How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to my Loki reaction videos. That last episode ended so well. That post-credit scene is literally one of the best I've seen in any Marvel show or film, just because those Loki variants just look so good. And of course, with the fact that you had the classic Loki costume, it was just so amazing. And now I'm just like wondering what is going on in this show, what is happening, where are they going to take it. And that is why I'm definitely excited about this episode, because there's so many Lokis, and I just want to see what superpowers the other ones have, because they've kind of set it up that each Loki is different in terms of superpowers. So let's just go in.
What is this place? Where are we? Who are you?
This is the Void, that's ALIOTH, and we're his lunch.
You could be completely undetectable.
That's it. That's the only place they could be. So how do we...
What about the Void spacecraft?
Yes, the prototype.
Great.
Miss Minute seems sketchy.
Miss Minutes, where are the files on this time craft?
Still looking, hun.
She's going to find Loki.
The blades are worthless in the face of a Loki's sorcery. Of myself, so real, even the mad Titan believed it.
Hello.
Oh wow, it's actually a Loki variant. When I initially saw the trailer for the TV show, and they showed President Loki, I literally thought that was going to be our Loki, just in a different uniform. But no, it's just another Loki variant, because there seems to be a lot of them in the Void. What just happened? I knew he wasn't dead.
You! Watch out!
I see it.
Really? Because you're driving right towards it.
Come on. What did you expect?
That was not the bargain. I gave you our location.
I like how our Loki is literally just annoyed at himself.
We're in the Timekeeper's chambers. They weren't real.
And why do you think that changes anything?
That changes You'll never find them. Not before she does.
And why is that?
I definitely like what they're doing with the character of RAVONNA Renslayer, because she doesn't even really know who the Timekeepers are. So she's actually trying to find out too. So I like that she's just not a puppet per se and just doing their bidding. She actually wants to know who they are, what they're trying to do. She's up to something. She's not just the puppet of the Timekeepers. So I'm interested to see where they'll go with that.
I didn't have friends.
In saving the universe, when you think about it.
Well, there's no need to be dramatic, but yeah, kind of.
And that's not who I am anymore. Okay, we could figure it out. Together.
I mean, I love that they're into each other, and I like their chemistry. One side of me is like, it makes complete sense. He's totally in love with himself. And the other side of me is just like, it is weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
You're my favorite.
I think this is Owen Wilson's first role where I don't find him super annoying. I actually like him in this TV show, and that's saying a lot.
What are you doing?
We're gonna entrap it!
I don't know how!
I knew it was gonna stop there. I knew it! Alright, so I thoroughly enjoyed that show, especially with all the different Loki variants. I do have to say my favorite is the classic Loki. Also because it was just really nice to see, well, one, when he mentioned the whole, you shouldn't rely on blades because that kind of like stunts your magical potential. I thought that was very interesting because one of the things when they first introduced Loki way back in Thor, I was just kind of disappointed because he just didn't really do that much magic. You know, they kind of slowly started adding it in drip by drip, but just the way they've kind of set it up now, and obviously since Loki has this kind of like larger arc through all the like MCU films and his TV show now, it's kind of like he is gaining that magical potential, and it kind of is much more of a better payoff because they're taking the time for him to kind of learn how to do it. Like he just learned how to like enchant. So it's just very nice to kind of see. And I'm just really excited because I'm always for more magic. Always for more magic. I'm going back and forth now if Kang the Conqueror is really the big bad of the show. There's just so many reasons why it fits. One, again, he's cast in the new Ant-Man film, so the character is going to exist in the MCU. You have Ravonna Renslayer, who's obviously, you know, a love interest and a really good character connection to Kang the Conqueror. And also now in this episode, they've introduced ALIOTH. And ALIOTH was introduced in the same comic book with Ravonna Renslayer. And who was the big bad in that comic book? Kang the Conqueror. So there's so many little breadcrumbs. I don't know if they're going to pull another Mephisto like in WandaVision, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's also the big bad. But then, if Marvel wanted to keep that under wraps or kind of make it more of a surprise, why would they announce that the character is going to appear in the new Ant-Man film? So I don't know, I'm back and forth. And also I wouldn't be surprised now if maybe at least the big bad of the show is not Kang the Conqueror and someone else. So hear me out. In the comic books, the person who actually created the Timekeepers is this old frail man at the end of time, and he is essentially called He Who Remains. Marvel can completely go this route, but maybe add their own little twist to it. So what if you're gonna find out, you know, it is this very old frail man at the end of time, but what if it's a Loki variant? Obviously, this show is all about Loki. You have Loki variants running amok everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if a Loki variant ended up becoming the person behind the Timekeepers and controlling everything. So maybe it's going to be another Loki versus Loki. Also with the just kind of the way that they've had classic Loki. One, that huge like Asgard illusion was just amazing. And it just kind of just really showed his strength in sorcery, that it was actually strong enough to even convince ALIOTH that it was real. But I don't think he's dead. And just, you know, like the way it like happened and he had that like evil laugh at the end. Maybe it was all part of his larger plan. I don't think he's dead because Loki's survived. That's what they do. They said that in the show. So what if classic Loki ends up becoming He Who Remains, the old man at the end of time? What if that is classic Loki? Or another Loki variant. I'm now thinking it is a Loki variant because that would be a nice twist. So, and again, you're dealing with time. So how would you get classic Loki from that point to be the guy at the end of time? I mean, it's time. It will make sense. I'm sure. So we shall see. Oh, that was such a good episode. I love classic Loki. And I really do think now that our Loki can enchant, he's really going to start developing hopefully more of the sorcery, especially now that we have films like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Wanda just became the Scarlet Witch. They've introduced the Darkhold. They're really going with this whole magical element in the MCU. So I do think it's great to see that Loki is now starting to develop his magical potential. He is a very powerful sorcerer in the Marvel comic books. But what do you guys think? Do you think classic Loki died? Do you think he's the He Who Remains at the end of time? Or do you still think it's going to be Kang the Conqueror, who is the big bad of the Loki show? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my podcast, The Geeky Gentleman. It's a podcast for all you geeky enthusiasts who love pop culture, love Marvel, love Star Wars, but also want some tips when it comes to men's fashion and grooming. So definitely check it out. If you'd love to support it, you can find it on Patreon. Definitely send me your theories. I want to know what you guys think is happening because we have one more episode, right? One more. I think so. Drop me a DM on Instagram. I'm at DriftingDCal. I want to hear your theories. And again, is classic Loki dead? Is he? Alrighty guys, I will talk at you guys later. Bye.